Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. My name is Duke. This is my YouTube channel. So this is a follow-up video from my last video, the separation game. You don't have to watch the separation game if this is the video you landed on. I actually went back, watched it, and I kind of thought I did a bad job on that video and didn't really get a clear message across. Reviewing my videos, I'm kind of like my own worst critic, because the thing about YouTube videos is it's like living in a glass house. You don't know who's going to watch the videos or what ears your words are going to fall upon. It's easy in spiritual circles because everyone is like-minded. Everybody speaks pretty much the same language. So but it's really like when certain words, when you start talking about like spiritual awakening, you start talking about the world's an illusion and things of that nature, it sounds like quackery to like the typical ego mind that's been, programmed with all the worldly beliefs. And Course in Miracles has been the path where I kind of landed on over the years. I went through quite a few different paths of things like Buddhism, psychedelics, yoga, Christianity, metaphysical Christianity. I read the New Testament several times. Had several profound, life-changing spiritual experiences, growing up as a young person. Had near-death experiences, where I was resuscitated in the hospital. That was a couple times, actually, where I almost died. So I've had a couple, probably 3 near-death experiences in my life. And twice, I think I was brought back to life in a hospital. So I do have a little bit of experience with this stuff, and tons of books I read over the years. I mean, that doesn't make me any different or special. It's just this is what I'm drawn to do, I guess. And then a lot of times I don't want to make these videos, but it feels like if I don't, something's missing. So let's see. Today's video, a little follow-up video, 2 thought systems. In the Course in Miracles, we work with 2 different thought systems. And we see ourselves as a decision-making mind that chooses between 2 internal teachers, the ego or the Holy Spirit, or love or fear. And this choosing the internal teacher, the Holy Spirit, is a continual process. You don't have to call it the Holy Spirit. It's just those are just words, religious symbols. So when we choose the teacher of fear, we choose, or the ego, we choose guilt, fear, separation, specialness, love and hate, the ego love, and ego love and hate, meaning our relationships are divided up. Where when we choose the Holy Spirit, the internal teacher of love within us, shows us that everybody is really the same. Behind the biological mask and behind all the behaviors of the body, everybody is really the same deep down. We are the same nature, the same mind. So we work with a concept, everybody wins, nobody loses. The justice of God. This is a correction for the biblical God of one or the other. The biblical God of one or the other is some go to hell, some go to heaven. So the Course corrects that mistaken belief, because it has to do with the ego's interpretation of God. So the correction is everybody wins, nobody loses. Now, in the world of bodies and behavior, this isn't what happens. Some bodies win, some bodies lose. That's the nature of the illusionary physical world. So internally, though, the whole Course in Miracles is really it's all within the mind. It's really a private practice within yourself. It's not about the world, and it's not about behavior. It's kind of like a love that includes all. If you're experiencing a love that includes all, you're having a spiritual breakthrough, and you're experiencing a love that includes all, that doesn't mean you invite everyone over for dinner. That doesn't mean you go out and give all the homeless people you see all your money, and then you're broken homeless. You invite everybody over for dinner, and then they rob you, and they step on you, and then you have nothing, So it's like you have to approach these teachings, from a mature perspective. It's like you can go into this, and that's the danger of spiritual work, is you really have to take care with these things, with these teachings, because if you become irresponsible with them, like blowing your mind out on drugs, and and you have all this knowledge and experience, you could get yourself into some, pretty tough situations, So that's just one example. But there's, it takes time to really understand these things, because how to navigate in the world, it's, so a love that includes all is like an attitude, an internal attitude. Because when you have petty grievances and hatred and judge other people, it's like you're blocking yourself from having, you're blocking yourself from having a spiritual experience, from having the miracle or the shift in perception. The miracle is a shift in perception, where you realize that you're not a body, you're not a human avatar, but you're actually the mind. And the mind that's a decision maker, and that you can choose between two teachers. I guess that's the whole point. You can choose, the ego or the spirit. And, and it's, how do you feel inside? If you feel angry, afraid, bitter, or you have resentments, or anger, you're choosing the ego. If you're feeling good and at peace, that's an indication you're choosing the right teacher. So seeing everybody the same, it's not at the level of the body. Seeing everybody the same is seeing that we all have the same identity. We're all the same mind. Let's see here. What else? True perception. The forgiven world is another concept we work with. The forgiven world is, in the Course in Miracles, it all works with the Western mind, the biblically programmed mind. So the forgiven world is seeing the world without sin. And, if we're honest with ourselves, it's, as an ego, we don't want to see the world without sin. We want to see good guys and bad guys. We want somebody to blame. We want somebody to be held accountable, is what we want as egos. Somebody's got to be held accountable for the pain and the suffering and the bullshit. That's the ego mind, the ego way. So seeing everybody, or seeing the world without sin, we just have to approach that as, are we willing to have that experience, to see the world wiped clean of guilt? The forgiven world is where you see the world without your ego's interpretation. So that's another, word for the miracle or the shift in perception, where we see the guiltless world that's wiped clean of sin. You know, that's where you want to run out in the streets, you know, singing the songs. You know, it's you're free inside. You know, you're free from the guilt, the fear, the pain. You know, it's an incredible experience. You know, that's you know, rarely a state of consciousness that I passed through. You know, I remember some of those experiences when I was younger. What else here? I gotta. All right, realized here that I'm at about at the 10-minute mark anyway here, so I think for today I'm gonna close this video. Hopefully I can deliver more of this stuff to you guys. I don't even know if I like doing these videos. You know, I'd rather just do spiritual work on my own and not broadcast it on YouTube. Still not sure about if this is the direction I want to go or not. Or yeah, I guess time will tell. Hopefully I'll stay motivated and make you another video. Thanks for watching. Enjoy.